Hello again.
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
I've been good. So what right before we left, we started talking a little bit on what we've been doing. So anything new with you, Charlie, aside from, the birthdays, everything, you're still coaching, you haven't retired or anything?
No, I'm still at Ravenna High School. Um, I'm doing varsity football. I'm doing linebackers. So, when I got to Ravenna, hi, it's my cousin Rosemary. Hi, Rosie. I got to Ravenna and I went to a school that's been like 0 and 10, 0 and 10, 1 and 9. Like won 2 games in like 6 years. So there's a lot of work ahead of us to change the. It's a mindset, Myra. I mean, the kids are good kids, but somehow they lost their way where they don't believe they're winners. And the ones that believe they're badass don't want to put in the work to prove they're badass. You know what I mean? So there are a lot, like I said, there's a lot of good kids, and it's a lot of talking to them. And
Sharky.
hey,
Come
Sharky, what's
on,
up?
Sharky.
What's up, dude? It's about just inspiring and just being there for them. And I have a philosophy that if you get into their lives and make sure you know everything about them and make sure they're okay and try to help them out the best you can, and if they're gonna generally genuine love like you after a while, they think that you're not there for a paycheck. You're there because you actually want to help
You
them get
show
better.
interest in
Yeah,
them.
I mean, and a lot of coaches, and I'm not talking about Rivera, I'm talking about everywhere, and I'm not talking about just Brownsville. I'm just everywhere
In
in general.
general.
You see, there's coaches, you know, the passion's not there. They do it for the money, and like I've never looked at my paycheck. Everybody's like, "Did you check your paycheck? Did you get this? Did you get that?" I'm like, if I have to look at my paycheck, then I'm in there for the wrong reason. Yes, I hope they're not screwing up my paycheck, but I don't pay attention. If it looks right, I'm okay with it, and I move
How long
on.
do
And
you have to retire?
I did 15 years with U.S. Customs and Border Protection,
Hmm.
and I'm in my 10th year as a BISD coach teacher. So I like 25 years. I don't know. Just I might have another 5 years. I might have another 10 years. Depends how my health is um, and how I'm passionate. If I can't give 100%, I'll probably just retire. I mean, the kids deserve somebody who's going to be attentive and somebody who's going to go 100%. So, and I
Hmm.
preach that. Why am I going to tell people to go 100% if I'm not going 100%? You know?
Why would you retire? Says Joe. You need to work. Hey, Charlie, why do some people only want to be negative in your point of view?
Some people are just negative because I deal with people that are negative at work. Their wife doesn't make as good money, or they're stuck as a teacher, and and just life. I think people just think grass is greener on the other side instead of being happy. Or I'm not making enough, or I'm not doing this, and why does this guy get that, and why does this girl get that? I don't. I was raised to just be humble and just appreciate what you have and go with it, and don't be jealous. Be happy for people. I'm generally happy for people that are doing way better than me. I mean, I'm happy. I also have a lot of people that make so much more money than me, but they call me up and say, "Well, man, you had a great life. You raised 4 kids. They're all successful. They're doing good, and y'all don't. We're not rich, but we're happy. And you got to at the end of the day, you got to be happy. And the negative people are just looking at the other side instead of looking at what's in front of them.
They
Like
keep
I told
looking at
you
other people and comparing themselves to other people. That's what I notice. People that
exactly,
are not happy, they compare themselves. And I notice like
exactly,
sometimes, and we all fall into it at sometimes that we start comparing ourselves to other people and we start falling into like, you know, like a whole, and you have to be happy and grateful for what you're given. Pups, you have always been there for your kids to inspire them to be better.
And that's all we can do. If my kids can have a better life than I did, then I did my job. I mean, money isn't everything, and it's not everything to me. And when I went to Rivera from Falk Middle School, I took a $6,000 pay cut. People were like, "Oh no, Charlie Atkins is getting promoted, going to Rivera." Like, people don't understand. I took like a $6,000 to $7,000 pay cut to go to Rivera because I don't do it for the money. I do it because I wanna. We fixed Falk. Falk was a school that was like down on the dumps, lots of gangs, teachers uninspired. It was bad. We got hired, and Falk was underachieved school, so they end up throwing a lot of money to that school. So they brought in teachers, they brought in coaches, they brought in administrators that were go getters. And you should see, Mayra. When I got there, kids at 12 years old throwing out gang signs, wearing their colors, and we had to put a stop to all that. And it took aggressive tactics to turn it around and stop the gangs from running the school. And I felt like I had a movie out of Lean on Me and stuff like that, where you
Yeah.
had to take some drastic measures, and
And
we were able
it's
to turn Falk around. You know
Yeah, it's like most producer says, you have to water the grass for it to be greener. You have to
exactly,
invest into what you have in order to be happy and to prosper where you're at.
exactly.
It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter whether you work at a restaurant, at a grocery store, at a teacher, at a company. You have to put your effort in order to grow, in order to be better.
Exactly,
But
exactly right. And that's all I'm doing. I think we can do. And I'm not saying Rivera was as bad as Falk because I don't think it was ever
what's
as bad as Falk. Falk's a middle school that I started at.
mm,
It's 12, 13, 14 year olds. It's middle school. But Rivera is at a place where it's upcoming. They have a principal there. She's doing a good job, and got
mhm.
some good administrators there. We're bringing in more teachers. That teachers there, they do their job, and but something's missing. Something's missing at that school, and we're just trying to figure it out. That the passion needs to come back there, and people need to be motivated again.
Um, I know that you ran for city commissioner. Have you ever run for school board? You sound like you would be somebody for like school board.
Probably could do something like that, but I after the city commission, I got what I wanted done when I was a city commissioner. I have no regrets being a city commissioner. But
Hmm.
I was also the type of guy, Myra. You have your haters and your negative people, and
You had haters.
of course, you're gonna have haters too. Anybody that runs for office is
Everybody.
gonna have haters. You know what I mean? They're just gonna have haters, and
So
what
you
you
just
choose
mean
to.
that you're the type of person that everybody loves you, Charlie.
I think the good people get along with me. I mean, the hardworking people that know what it takes to do something great at BISD, they know what I'm about. My boss didn't want me to leave Falk. She like dreaded me leaving. She like, please don't go. But I felt like I had to go move on, and that's I just treat people like they treat me. If you treat me mean, I'm gonna treat you meaner.
I
You
never
treat
said it
me
to me.
no, no, I'm not talking about you. I'm just telling you me in general, what I'm about. If you're cool with me, I'm gonna be cool with you. But if
Let's
you're
see
gonna
what
be a
Turkey.
jerk, I'm gonna be the bigger jerk. That's
Let's
just
see
that's
what
just the way
Turkey
we're raised.
has to say. I know what you mean. I have lived it. When I was younger, I would show up to work with a big smile and happy to be healthy, and I would get lots of negative remarks from managers telling me what the hell I was happy about. I would just shrug it off. Yeah. And that's what
Exactly.
they do, just shrug it off.
Exactly, Sharky. There's people like that in every business. In every business. When I was a customs agent. When I was a customs agent, I was very young. I was 27 when I started. And I was a go-getter. And my dad was a supervisor there. So that's why I had to work extra hard because I'm representing
Mhm.
my family there. And I had a lot of old timers like, hey Charlie, settle down, man. You're too aggressive. Just relax, man. Cálmate. Siéntate, come un taco, espérate, no necesites ir. I don't need to go 100%, but I just that's just us, man. We're workers,
Yeah, if you're brought up a certain way, I grew up like working hard for what you want. I mean, we worked in the field. I've been working since I was 13 and then, I'm 16. So it's just you're used to it. So that's what you do. It's automatic. You just, that's the way you run.
But then
Bro,
you come across people that they not envy, but they're like maybe a little jealous, but they're like, why is he always happy? Why is he always, why? That's because if you work hard, people are gonna notice you working hard, and
mhm,
they're gonna want to take care of you. That's how you grow connections. I always tell my kids, you gotta have connections in life. And the way you make connections is by how you treat people. You know,
mhm.
and that's bottom line. Like you're doing all this stuff right now, Myra, with the city of McAllen. Yeah, I hope you're building your name. People get to know you on the inside, your heart. If people don't get to know your heart, then you're just another person trying to be part of politics. But if they get to know your heart and what you're really about, like I do, I know deep down you're a good person. We disagree 90% of the time, but I still know you're a good person deep down, and yeah, we'll argue, but because you know the way I am, and you have your beliefs, and I have my beliefs, and you carry that at work sometimes too. People just aren't gonna ever be on your page all the time,
No.
and
Mm-hmm. Rose
yeah.
says, Falk, my old stomping ground. You made a great change there. Many parents were so happy I were there.
Oh,
Right.
you were there, yeah. I miss Falk, but at the same time, you got to move on. You got to grow. I was starting to stagnate there. We're winning in football every year,
Mhm.
like having undefeated seasons. It was too easy after a while. You know what I'm saying? The kids were
Mhm.
good. Everybody's good. I could have retired at Falk, making a lot more money, but the challenge wasn't there anymore. You know what I mean? We fixed something. I like to fix things. It was fixed. Yeah, I mean, after winning and winning, you're like, it becomes, it doesn't become exciting anymore. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
I needed to challenge myself. And I'm at a school where it's a challenge, but there's good people there. We have good administrators and good
Yeah,
coaches.
challenge is good at times. When it gets too easy, kind of, sometimes you do need that challenge. Rebecca says, this school year was hard for me doing for Zoom. I feel burned out. Yeah, a lot of people got burned out with Zoom. I mean, like I've been working from home before the whole COVID thing, and it gets kind of like I need that interaction, that people interaction. So me going, I guess that's why I get so involved with the community also because it helps me. It gives me that interaction that I'm lacking at work. So me being out there at the polls, me being out there with the organizations that now I'm a part of, it helps fulfill that part of my life, that void where I don't
Yeah,
have interaction with people.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
good. And we've gone through Zoom and Schoology and BSD. Every other school district they've gone through, we've had to pick up technology like that. We've had to integrate. We've had to and imagine. I mean, I feel sorry for those little 4-year-olds, 5-year-olds,
mm,
6-year-olds that had to get online and do school. Man, I would have lost my mind if I was a first grade teacher or even a kindergarten teacher. Imagine, crazy. My niece does that, and she did a great job. And she had like 99% of her kids show up to class every day, and that's just awesome. You know, what I mean, just like,
mm-hmm.
and I
That's,
hear
that's
BISD is
good.
going to compensate. A lot of school districts are going to start compensating the teachers for going on the fly to learn this technology and these different Zoom, Schoology, a lot of other platforms for technology that we had to get certified in. And I feel sorry for the kids. I mean, I do PE, so it's not as intense as like needing to be in chemistry and biology and algebra like that. So, my kids would come in and I'd give them a lesson on doing push-ups or sit-ups and
Mm.
stuff like that. I had it easy. It was fun. Being a PE teacher is fun. There's really no stress. The
Mm-hmm.
the stress is just trying to get them to get a class every day. You know what I mean? And now that we're back at school, just what is it? What did Sharky say?
I know. Oh, where's the real Charlie? I demanded DNA. This guy's an imposter, Charlie. I know. It's like I was telling his producer because we were on earlier, Chucky. We had well, I interviewed Villalobos, and then I had a little like this with Charlie, and he's actually being like really nice. I think he did miss me.
I'm always nice. What's wrong with you?
My
I'm
kiddo
always
was
nice.
pre-K, so I had to get on it for her. Yeah, it's hard for those little ones. I mean, my junior high daughter it was hard for her. She started failing, and we told her if you fail, you're gonna go back to school. So that's when she started picking up her grades. She didn't want to go back,
A
not
lot of
because
kids.
she was afraid. She just became such an introvert that she doesn't want to be around people.
Hey, you know what's sad, Myra? But you're so right. My daughter's a senior
Hmm.
at Hannah High School, and she didn't want to go back. She goes, "Dad, I'm done with that school. She's
Yes.
already looking ahead to college, and I'm not. Why do I need to go back? Don't make me go back." I was like, "It's your senior year. You have a prom. You got this. Like, Dad, that's nobody's into that no more. It's so weird how kids are nowadays.
Yeah, from one like it was months that changed them and they're okay. I mean, not all of them because it's hard because there was a lot of depression, a lot of suicides that happened because of COVID and people don't talk about those deaths. There was a lot of domestic abuse. There was a lot of that going on, child abuse because they were home now more and they didn't have the school to escape. So there's those kids that needed that interaction. But then you have the kids like your daughter, my daughter that my daughter doesn't, she gets annoyed with people. She doesn't want to be in school. Like the kids annoy me. I just want to be in my room or, and I'm not saying like we do talk, her door's open and, we joke around, but she doesn't want to deal with kids her age, with her what is it called? Schoolmates.
Yeah, it's weird, and society is getting like that because you put a computer and a phone in the hands of a 13-year-old, 15-year-old, 18-year-old, even a 10-year-old. They don't want to do it. They don't want to get up and go outside and do something or have to walk to a different class. Just leave me here.
Even
Leave
well,
me here and leave me
honestly,
alone.
I'm very proud of her because I mean, yes, she's a gamer. She's a gamer and she's in anime, she draws and she does that. But every day when she's with me, like the days that she's with me, she goes outside and she runs. She started running and she started doing like app work and stuff like that. She does her own exercise. So it keeps her moving at least. She's not just in front of the game console or whatever. But a lot of kids don't. A lot of kids do stay in front of the games or the TV and they're not active and school brought that to them like PE. It helped them move at least a little bit. So now we're dealing now with also not only the loneliness and introverts but also child obesity and kids, gaining weight. They don't want to be active because they want to be alone in the room. And I think that's one of the things that we've been lacking. These generations have been lacking the activity. They don't go out and play like we did. They don't go out and play softball, kickball, nothing like that. I mean, we did that like and even when we were in junior high or high school in the summers, we played kickball with the kids around. And they don't
I
do that.
kids, I'm telling like the kids that came back to school, like especially like my football players, like
Mhm.
hey, y'all are like freshmen, sophomores, juniors. Y'all need to go find a girlfriend, man. You need to start interacting. You start, no, coach, you can't do it like that anymore. And things like, whoa, I can't believe that. I mean, it's just so different now. Like back then, when I was their age, you had to go to the girl's house, ring the doorbell, ask the dad if he could talk to the girl, and it took. Put it this way: by the time you got through all that, you're probably in your mind, I'm gonna marry this girl. You know what I mean? It was like that back then. Before
Uh-huh.
nowadays, it's just on the phone. You swipe left, swipe right. Let me see your digits. Let me see this and that, and vamonos. And then they go meet. It's like wow. It's like it's just totally different.
Yeah, I mean, there's the dating apps, and there's also more people started doing the dating apps because there was no more bars, there was no more restaurants. People cannot go out, we couldn't go out. So we started doing the dating apps. But it's still not the same. It's just we need that interaction, that human interaction, that old let's go to the bar and meet some talk to the person next to you. I mean, when I would go out, I have no problem with talking to the stranger next to me. To me, it's like it doesn't mean anything. You're just starting to get to know, you're just meeting people, you're interacting with other people. It doesn't mean I'm going to change my number with him. I'm just talking to him because he's next to me. And that's one of the things which brings me also to sports. Always used to go to the Astros game. As you can see, I'm an Astros fan. And I would go alone to the games. I would sit there alone and I would interact with the people around me. Because when you go to an Astros game, everybody's yelling. So, you kind of start, there's people that are going for the opposite team or whatever, and we start getting into it. So it's fun. It's fun. And people are now, I mean, I think it's getting better where people are not as afraid to interact as they were, stay 6 feet away from me and this and that.
The problem we see like in middle school and high school is like some of these little girls that are naive and trusting.
Oh,
They end up talking to these guys, and these guys pressure them to get a nude picture and stuff like that. And
that is
you know,
very dangerous.
these little girls will send a nude picture, and the next thing you know, that picture's being sent to different boys, and that's the big scare that we try to.
Mhm.
I tell my football players, don't you ever ask because you can get in trouble. That's child pornography. You don't want to get involved in that stuff because I've seen it. Like when I was at Falk, we had little girls sending pictures and they're harmless, thinking that the guy's gonna be cool. But what's a little 13-year-old boy gonna do? He's gonna let his friends see the pictures, and then next thing
Mhm.
you know, those pictures are viral. The next thing you
And
know,
there
they
goes the
just
little girls.
huh?
And
Next
there
thing you
goes
know,
the
little
little
girls.
notifications. It's very, something that they thought was harmless.
Yeah,
But
and the little boy's thinking, well, I just showed it to my friend. And sometimes these kids be like, "Hey, coach, I just showed." I go, "Erase that shit.
let's see the
Erase it.
comment. Mhm.
What you're
It's
doing is
bad.
wrong." Oh, you want to read some comments?
Yeah, I've been with my two kids who are 4 years old and 2 year old, and OMG, I have no clue what to do if I put them in daycare, no lie. Yeah, I mean, I kids are supposed to be my granddaughter had COVID and she was fine. The doctor says that it's not, bad for little kids. Charlie says, I had a date one time when I was 21 and I went to talk to the girl's dad to ask if she could go to the movies. As soon as I walked into this girl's house, her dad was wearing a military officer's uniform and asking questions. I was like, what the hell? Hey, I didn't finish. Go back to Turkey. But we went out and then she went and hooked up with a drug dealer a few weeks later. Oh, that is so.
What
And you were
happened?
21 already. Oh my, that's so funny.
Oh,
Oh,
what's
this generation is so different. I don't know if it's a pandemic or what, but I'm scared for this generation. Um, it's just that it all begins. I mean, I hate to say it at home and the people that they hang out with and things like that. And a lot of kids were already into the whole social media before. I think it became, if anything, more antisocial. Like the producer was saying, mine was very antisocial, and she became more antisocial. And it's hard that she doesn't trust anybody. And she's a gamer. The only one she plays with is my niece. That's the only one she's allowed to talk to. And I tell her, don't talk to anybody because there could be like a 40-year-old man pretending he's 13 or 14. And she's like, yeah, I know. And she watches a lot of IDTV. She used to watch a lot of IDTV with me. So,
when I was in high school, I was that guy like to throw parties. I mean, we like throw 10 cake parties and invite a lot of people over, and we had like a big crowd. Like, man, my group of friends when I was in high school, we were like 40, 50 people, guys and girls. We just all hung out, and you don't see that anymore.
so yeah, and the thing is like they were all around the same age. when you take this into social media, you don't know who you're talking to. The 13-year-old could be talking to a 40-year-old, but they don't know because they use all these fake profiles. That's what makes it very dangerous. This generation is totally non-social and stare at the phone all day, crazy. Yeah, but it's also the adults too. If you look at it.
Being blocked by Facebook for the last 60 days, it I had a lot more time. I mean, I wasn't
Mhm.
in, and I was just doing my own thing, and
Charlie's
it's just like
struggling. That is so
we
true.
still throw parties. We're starting to throw a little bit more parties, but I also got into golf more. So I'm golfing with my friends more on the weekends, and just starting to just be outside. I want to be outside more. I'm like, I need to get out of the house. I put my boat up for sale because my dad's getting to a point where he can't get on the boat that much anymore, and
Mhm.
it brings back a lot of memories when I see my boat out there. So, and
Well,
it's
you promised Joe and me a fishing trip.
I'll take you out fishing, but it sucks right now because right now you can only keep 3 trout and 3 red, and the trout have to be
It's not
17 inches.
about catching, it's just about being out there.
Oh, we gotta go there. I mean, school ends for me next week, and I'm real big into. I'm there after school, making sure the kids are working out. I'm there during the day. Just if you're gonna be all in to win a district title in football, you gotta have time.
Miss Producer says, "Girl, I go to fish, real fish, not men." I'm not. I'm just talking about just sitting there and getting tan, like just sitting there and drink. I don't know, just at the boat,
Hell yeah!
enjoying
Watch the
the
sun go down.
breeze. Yes.
Hell
No
yeah!
kidding. Mary Rosemary says, "No kidding. I think it's in our blood." Oh, Charlie, I love to party. I didn't stay high in playing games, and when I did, it was Atari and Nintendo, but it was fun and non-addictive. I'm trying to keep up. Okay, I read it.
Well,
Atari.
Rosemary, if you don't know, Rosemary and her dad and my dad are brothers,
Oh, the last name.
and her dad passed away. Really good guy. Back in the day, he was a musical, and he was an entertainer, and I don't know if you remember the Johnny Canales shows back in the day, and her dad used to go on that show, man. And he
Charlie
did.
said to switch
Oh yeah,
to shuffleboard.
oh yeah. I need to try shuffleboard, but I don't. Do you remember those Johnny Canales shows, Mara? Or you don't?
I know who you're talking about, but we never watched it. I was never into that music scene type of music.
It was like Tejano in the mornings, like Sunday mornings, like at
Yeah.
they'd have the Johnny Canales. Hey, take it away, Johnny. And they'd
Yeah.
have all these conjuntos and all these bands. And well, my cousin Rosie, her dad would come out, and he knew Freddie Fender before Freddie Fender made it good in San Benito. My uncle Vidal, that was his name. He would go to San Benito, and they'd go and hang out and just do songs together and stuff like that. And so that was pretty cool. He was a really good singer, you know.
Sam Rodriguez, 15,000 and a bag of Funyuns for your boat, Charlie.
Oh, right now I have it on the market for 28.9. I mean, I bought it for 32,000. I put a lot of money into it. I put a badass stereo system. I put in some other stuff. Um, I could easily sell it for 32 right now still. But the only reason I put it out for 28.9 is because just a lot of memories. And my brother passed away, and I don't know. I don't know.
Mm.
It's depression, but I just like don't want to do shit no more. And it saddens me that I can't take my dad out the way I want to do it anymore. And it's I hope he gets better. He's in a walker right now, and it's kind of tough, but hopefully he can bounce back. And now that my brother has passed away, he's gonna have more time on us because my dad would go to the nursing home every day from 4 to 9. like clockwork every day for the last 8 years straight, like every day. Like, so I don't know what he's gonna do now. I mean, that's something he looked forward to doing. So I don't know what I gotta get him out. But like I said, all my brothers and sisters, they hog them all up. They take their time, and I'm just the type of guy that yeah, like 5 or 6 kids around you. When call me when you need something.
Yeah. Sam says it's a sweet boat, well taken care of. And Miss Producer says that she may have a buyer for you. A friend of hers is looking. But does he take paguitos?
It's like what?
Pagos. You're gonna give it to it in payments?
Oh man, and a bag of Skittles. You crazy? Come on, Sharky. It's it's a great boat. Later on, I want to get a bigger one, so that's another reason why I like to get a
Well,
20-foot boat.
my Theo is an angel on earth. Amazing man. You all need to share him.
Yes, I'm gonna see if I have a video of him playing the guitar. He was a great entertainer back in the day. Um,
Miss
uh,
yeah, Miss Producer wants to buy your boat in hugs and smiles.
Tell her she's not to buy. I'll take her for free. Don't worry about it.
Okay. So we're gonna call it a night because I have to wake up early. But it's been nice to be back. Charlie's gonna have an interview tomorrow. You want to say with who, Charlie, again?
Yeah, I'm bringing in Pedro Cardenas. He's running for Brownsville City Commissioner. He's running against Judge Ben Neese, who's been there already a term. And it's going to be interesting. A lot of people don't really like my generation. I mean, I know of Pedro,
Mm-hmm.
but he'd end up winning. He was the one who got the most votes, but he got into a runoff. So a lot of people were just like, "Wow, who's this kid that came out of nowhere?" And he owns a restaurant in Brownsville called Mi Pueblito. Really great restaurant. If you're ever in Brownsville, Myra, you and Joe, y'all come in. We'll go to Mi Pueblito first, and then we'll take you on the boat. So just gotta plan it.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
he's real good family, real good people, educated, and I think you'd like him. If you tune in tomorrow, you'll get to meet him, and you'll get to see what he's about. And you can even come on too, Myra. I don't care, and just ask some questions of what you think a candidate should be asked. And I don't want to ask the typical like I did with Roy. I didn't want to ask, oh, what are you going to do if you're elected? What's the first thing you're going to do if you're elected? What are the problems in your come on, people are done with that. They want to know who these people are. Like
Mm-hmm.
Roy, I don't know if I asked him some tough questions, and I
Mm-hmm.
asked stuff not just that pertain to local politics, but people are going to want to know who this Pedro is. And to me, he seems like a real nice guy. And if I could be in his district, I'd vote for him. But I want to know, people need to know who he is. And he needs to get his name out there because he looks like a great candidate that can do a lot of good things for Brownsville. So we'll see what he does.
All right. So I'll tune in tomorrow. You guys tune in for Charlie's interview. I'll let you know if I can get on if I have an event. So I'll let you know afterwards that way.
What event do you have?
Huh? I'm
What
gonna
event?
go speak. They asked me to go speak at this event at this club. So
Awesome. Well, come on and let us know how it went.
yeah, I will. I will. I'll try.
All right,
So
cool. We'll see y'all later. Thanks for showing up. I know it was a quick one, but we just wanted to just catch up. I haven't seen Myra in a couple of months, and I'm back on Facebook. So if y'all need anything, just let me know there, and just don't get me angry because I don't get blocked again for another 30 days. So don't say anything stupid.
all right. Well, thank you.
All right, bye bye.